Hey friends, Zach here. So I created a video yesterday that was about toxic relationships and broken elevators. And two things stemmed from that video. One being the pointing out of my obvious pimples, which the sun's doing no justice. And the second thing was that I should make a video about love, my view on love. Now, I appreciate the suggestion, but honestly, when I first read it, I thought, man, that's a lot like trying to explain the universe. You know, love is such a ginormous concept. But in kind of keeping with yesterday's theme of relationships, and regardless of emotional intensity, whether it's a romantic relationship or a stranger you meet on the street, because I think all interactions are some form of a relationship. So regardless of emotional intensity, I have a concept I would like to share. Now, a lot of times we can treat love like an exotic emotion. You know, it's only reserved for the select few. You know, we create these divides, these boundaries with it where, people over here, they get love. Over there, I don't know you, I only have so much to give, sorry. But you see what happens when you create these divides is you imply that there's a limited supply. When in fact, your true nature is love. So you don't have a limited supply to give. You in fact have an unlimited supply of love to give. Now, if you'll play with me for a moment, I came down to the beach because just imagine for a moment that your love is like this water, but it's unlimited, right? You have an endless supply of it, and what you do is you give it out, right? You have an endless supply of something, you give it out. When you create a divide and you think you have something limited, you're very limited on how you give it out. But you see, when you have an abundance of it and you give someone a cup, or you give someone let's say a pool size, or maybe a teaspoon size, someone you meet on the street, you just give them a teaspoon size of love, right? What happens when you come from an unlimited supply of love is you don't fear giving this out anymore, right? So many of us fear love. We fear that it'll go away. What happens, if my romantic partner leaves me? I'll be devastated. What happens to my love? I only have so much to give. Will I get it back? I mean, you got to give it back, right? Please give it back. But you see, when you understand there's an unlimited supply of love, so many beautiful things happen. One is you don't fret about it no more. You don't worry about running out of it, because you realize there's an unlimited supply of it. But what's really powerful is that, let's say for instance, you're in a romantic relationship or any relationship, okay? And for whatever reason, you guys split ways, right? What happens normally is, you get upset, right? You get upset because, damn it, I gave you love. I gave you love and this is how you treat me? I want my love back. I gave you a pool size of love. I want my pool size love back now. But what happens when you understand you have an unlimited supply of love and someone leaves your life for whatever reason, you don't get upset. You don't get angry. In fact, the cup of water keeps you connected, because what happens is, now, if I've given you a cup of water and for whatever reason you leave my life, right? And so you don't need a cup full anymore. What you do is you pour it out. You just pour a little bit out, right? You pour a little bit out, but you don't throw it. And I'll pick that up, by the way. Or you don't try to get it back. You just pour some out and you stay connected, because the thing about relationships, the thing about loving relationships, because I'm not talking toxic relationships here. That's why I made the video yesterday. We're talking loving relationships. If you're with someone and you've given them a pool size of love, right? You've given them so much love. Why would you want to expel them from your life forever? There's a reason why you connected that way in the first place. Now, I'm a huge believer in taking some time apart. After a breakup, you take some time apart, you get your bearings. But when you understand your love is unlimited, you don't get upset and you don't fear when people you give love to leave your life, because you realize that still leaves a gateway right? A link between the two of you, not to be romantic again, not to have the same intensity of a relationship again, but to at least serve some type of purpose in each other's life, because there's a reason you guys built that up in the first place. Now, the sun is shining in my eyes and my legs are getting tired because I'm doing like some yoga pose over here. So, on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope that kind of really paints a picture, exemplifies, gives a good idea on the concept of love. You know, it's unlimited. You should never hinder your love or fear giving your love away because it won't come back, or you'll lose it, or they'll go away. Remember, you have an unlimited supply. Why hold on to it? Give it to everybody. Now, just you don't have to give pool size to everybody. If you meet a stranger on the street, maybe give him a teaspoon size. You know, maybe give him a tablespoon, but give him love, right? In whatever form that is. But express it, give it. You've got so much of it. Why hold on to it? It makes no sense. All right, guys. Zack Sanchez here. I appreciate the comment suggestions. If you guys have comment suggestions, please comment, shoot me a message, call me, whatever you want to do. I love making these videos. So until next time, I'm going to enjoy the beach for a little bit. We'll talk soon.